Good morning, today 262, although we didn't do 261 yesterday. Yesterday was very busy. I was in and out quite a lot. All the skirting boards have been cut and put on as we talked about. They're being glued as we speak. We're now just cleaning the floor in here and starting to put down a gloss sealer. The little WC in here has been done now, so the ceiling's done. We've just got to patch up and sand down a couple of the extra screw marks in here. So the ceiling's in, walls have been plastered. And painted, so it's quite a rough surface compared to what we would be used to. So I was going to get it skimmed, but I don't have the time at the moment or the patience of that. So just want to get the bathroom in and live. So we're just going to leave it as at the moment, paint it all white, see how it goes, and then maybe later we'll get it skimmed. We'll see how that goes. In here we've had some bedroom doors fitted, so I'll show you those in a second. Outside's a bit more whiter than normal, as you know. What we've got here, we've got plastering going on. More block work going on, and all the boards today are being poured with concrete. That's one of the main tasks for today. The cottage has had most of the work going on in the last few days, so obviously now the rain has subsided, we're able to do a bit more work in here. So at this present time, we've got most of the holes now that were created now looking like plug sockets, primed and painted, most of them. So pretty much in here looks like this. So still got a couple more coats going on here, as you can see, but this is where the bed would be if there was a bedroom here. Power either side of the bed, and a light switch obviously to turn the lights on and off from the bed. Another power switch here, light switch here. All the extensions obviously been taken through the wall now into the ceiling. So the ceiling is now pretty much rigged up, ready for lighting. And everything else has been boxed up, plastered and ready. So this obviously is going to be the kitchen. The one thing we might have to do today is break another hole down here, because obviously if the cooker is going to be electric, there is no down point. So we need to get that sorted. But other than that, that's pretty much done in here. We have been working on the holes in the irrigation tank. We've obviously filled some of these manholes, which have been done. At the moment, what we're doing is now blocking up the holes that were created, and now doing the reach for the soakaways. So if there's any overflow or etc., then obviously they can get that delivered. Sounds like we've actually got stone being delivered as we speak, so we obviously ordered some stone and sand today. That's obviously needed because we need to do quite a bit of concrete on here, so the ring beams are going to be going in very shortly. So there'll be a ring beam that goes all the way down here behind these two walls here, connects to the other side along here, and then all the way along the front back to the house. And then more blocks will go on top of that, and then another beam will go on top of that as well. So that's pretty much what we're going to end up doing. Yeah, stone, there it is. So we need to get the stone delivered, see the guys, see where they want that put. Sorry about the wind. So we need to also get that put over there, ideally with shit out of the way. So bear with me a second, let me just get that. So anyway, they're going to dump that in a minute, and they've got sand coming. Sand, by the way, so stone, 3/4 inch stone. And that one there, but just to let you know, see here, look, there's a gap at the back here, and there's a gap at the front. That is not a bad load, but they could have got a little bit more in there. So one thing you have to be careful of on the island is people delivering 12 square meters, but actually giving you 10. If they can pick up, you know, if they can pay for 10, charge you for 12, that's how it works. But I've got to know these guys quite well, and I've had a chat with him right at the very beginning. He knows exactly where he stands, so he's pretty good. Stone is coming in about $12.50 at the moment, Bayesian that is, for 12 square meters, and sand at the moment is going up. It's about $1,700 at the moment, $1,750. I was getting it at $1,200, $1,300 last year. It then started going up towards the $1,500s. Christmas, they shut the pits early, prices went up, and they haven't come back down again. So, but at the same time, the sand pits are starting to run low, so that's one of the reasons it's influencing the increase. But other than that, the patio is obviously pretty much done. We've had here painted around, the bathroom's done. We're still waiting for the windows to come from the UK, so I don't know what the hell the delay is with that, but apparently they're ready, but they just don't seem to be getting on a ship and coming. So, and then around here, we're also going to be preparing all of this today as well. So we've had this all scraped out because obviously all the mortar's fallen in here. This is where the condensers and the gas will go. We're probably going to take some 6-inch blocks up here just to try and stop any water going in and seal those in, and all of this will be plastered today as well. Or we're going to try and start plastering it anyway. So that's the aim where that's concerned. Let's have a look where they're going here. So we've also had the landscaping started as well. So stone's been delivered, as you can see. Brett, the landscaper man, he started obviously taking this out, so he's taken the levels down here and taken the soil out of here and put it over the other side. My wife wants this stoned rather than grassed, so we shall see. But what they have started doing, they brought the levels up in here. They've also started putting in their own stakes, pulling lines, and starting to get some topsoil in. So they want to try and let it settle a little bit, which is what they're doing now. And what they'll then start doing with the lines is start making sure that obviously you get the run away from the house and also the run that way. So they'll be back Monday after this has settled a little bit more to start add. But as you can see, this bit here is still quite low, so we need to try and get this up a bit more. But all the soil from the front sort of was barrowed into here to try and get that corner raised, because that bit was obviously quite low. So yeah, they're going to carry on with that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's looking good. This obviously is taken out just in case. Obviously, when we've got 19, 20 foot, probably to where that block is where the gate track's going to go. So the gate track will be 20 foot there, 20 foot here, and obviously the gate will roll down this area. So obviously they put that in just to make sure they don't box that in. And we're just waiting for some sand. So 1,750 for sand at the moment. Jesus, we're trying to work with them to see if we can get it cheaper. But if it means we have to pay, we have no choice but to pay it. We still haven't done the drainage in here yet. I think it's just one of those jobs they just can't be bothered with, but they need to be bothered, that's for sure. So we are thinking about taking it along here. So where am I? I'm just trying to get it right. Taking it all the way along here to here, but then taking it straight through into this little area over here. So we put lots of rocks in here. When we first put this in, I'll show you. So obviously we've got to do the box gutter all the way along here to catch the water that's coming down to here. But we're talking about potentially taking the drainage through here, coming out the side into here. So this is all full of rocks. So this is like, if you like, it's like one massive French drain. The downside, obviously, the good thing is that water will drain through, but the water's got to go somewhere. So my concern is if we run it into here and don't have something coming through this way here or through this way here, then we are going to land up having water sort of filling here and not actually getting out. So we do need to make sure we try and take it this way. So I think the best thing to do really is up against this wall is to cut that corner out, and someone else suggested taking it through the wall and coming out the other side of utilities, which does make sense. So let me come around here and show you what I mean. We could easily come out where the mains water runs in now, so we could literally drive it out there, come through here, and literally have it to here so it comes into the road. So that's probably what I think we should do. The downside to that is there's still a lot of concrete you've got to cut through to get that up, and then you still got to repair it again, and it is also quite close to the mains water pipe. But the site manager seems to feel that we should be okay here. He reckons that the water will literally carry on sinking down here. I just think the biggest problem we've got at the moment is that the house and the main infrastructure is built on the rock, which means that any water going underneath is going to get somewhere and it's not going to be able to go anywhere else. And obviously we are concreting all this in, so we are going to end up trapping the water. So it's trying to find a way long term that means we're not going to have any problems. So anyway, let's see how that pans out. Today's goal really for me obviously is trying to get this plastered and finished off and up to height, start getting the actual the beams prepared and the blocks poured, and then trying to get inside to get the floor sealed and to get the skirting boards fitted. That's pretty much the goal for today. So what's the time now? 20 to 10. I'll check in a bit later on, but other than that, please like and subscribe and get commenting. Thank you. So inside I thought I'd just show you obviously the flooring and stuff like that. So in fact, let me spin it around. The floor itself was meant to be a polished floor. It's polished to a certain extent, but it's pretty rough. And as you can appreciate, when it's smooth and polished, it's obviously quite reflective to moisture and stuff like that. But obviously you get dark patches like this that weren't polished, then it does sink in. So we've got imperfections like this that need to be scraped off. We've got paint marks, obviously, and plaster marks that need to be taken out. And then once that's done, then the intention is to use, if I can see it, wherever it is. No, it's disappeared. Where is it? Might have been taken out here. We've done a quick test. Bloody hell, where is it? It's a can. And it's disappeared. Okay, so it's been moved somewhere. But anyway, it's an industrial floor sealer, and what it does, as you can see here, which is where we did the test, it seals it, it changes the colour slightly, but it makes it a nice soft and smooth water resistant surface. So we're going to give that a go at the moment just to get it sealed in. It gets it protected. Anything that gets dropped on it will end up coming off quite easily. And then it also gives us the flexibility. If we decide to put another flooring down, which I think we will do, once we've actually saved a bit of money, and we decide to put a floor down, then we can go, we want to go for a very thin laminate. So whether they do that laminate, the stuff that you stick down, whether they do that here is a different matter. But obviously an ideal world, what we'd like to do is once the floor is worn in a little bit more and we've got some money back behind us, put down like a 2 to 3 mil laminate that we stick down that's got a wood effect and get that throughout the whole house. But as you can appreciate, 3,500 square foot of flooring is going to be quite expensive, plus all the furniture and everything else. So it's just one of those things you're at the end of your tether with stuff, and having to do that with the extra expenses, not a thought that I'm embracing, that's for sure. So yeah, at the moment, just rolling this stuff on, we'll protect it for now, and then we'll give us a bit of time to get our wits about us, our money behind us, and also a decision on what we think would be right. So yeah, if I find it, I'll show you what it is. But it's a product that I bought from Koymans, and I think we're probably going to need probably 4 of those to do the whole house. It says it takes between 4 and 6 hours to cure, which I don't think it does. Well, there it is. It's on the side. All places, it's on the side. So rock solid. But this is the high gloss version. We did the actual the clear version. It was all right, but it just didn't look that good. Whereas this one puts a slight shine on it. And makes it easier to get the dust and the dirt and any spillages away. So yeah, we're going to obviously go around, scrape up, make sure we get all the bits and bobs off, get that rolled down today as well. And then what we're going to continue doing is gluing the skirting boards on. So all the skirting boards have been cut to size. They've been pre-painted with an interior paint. We're going to get those refixed on. I mean, this one here, for instance, has just had the first coat of caulking on. And then we'll see what they look like and whether they're going to need an oil-based sort of satin wood coverage. So they're all in place all around the house. It's just now fixing them. We've got a few door frames and doors that are going in, so we're trying to get those done first before we actually fix anything. But yeah, we want to try and get all of those now stuck on. They're all everywhere. And it just finishes everything off. So that's going to be one of the goals. It's going to be my plan. And the painter's going to be doing the floor. So I'll check in a little bit later again. Thank you. Okay, so it's 4:45. So sorry I've not been filming again today. It's been one of those days. I've been putting skirting boards on today, which is good. So I've achieved something. I had to run around. I had to buy a new wheelbarrow because both our wheelbarrows on the same day died. 499 Bayesian for a fucking wheelbarrow. I mean, they do ones for 200, but they're just crap and cheap, and you can tell they're not going to last very long. So yeah, so we got a decent one, 500 Bayesian. What we doing today? So the guys have obviously, we've had the stone and the sand delivered. The guys have actually been getting plastering done on here. So the inside of this building is now complete, all the way around. They poured the block holes as well, which obviously is quite a big job. So as far as we're aware, they're all complete. There's our wheelbarrow, one arm missing. As far as I'm aware, they've started blocking around this side, so that's all finished as well. So now it's just plastering here. And they've spent quite a bit of time inside the cottage today, obviously doing the electrics, etc. They've also plastered in here, so the inside and the outside has been plastered off, which is good. Not too sure whether the cottage is open. Open for now. Made this big block. Oh no, that's screwed it shut. Okay. But anyway, so I think what they've been doing today is obviously getting the ceiling up. The electricians have been in, putting in some of the sockets. I'd like that to have been painted before that went on. But anyway, they've still got to finish that one off because it's got a bit of a crack in it. Down here they've been doing the holes in the wall, so they finished this one off. So that's now plastered in, and the hole down the bottom is ready to have the pipe put through. And around this side, same thing. We've got one right down the very bottom. It's got to be kept. And this one down here has been sealed in as well. So we also need to put some form of weather treatment over both of those because, and especially this one's going to be full of water, and water's heavy, so it's going to push against that. So we want to try and make sure it's waterproofed. I did ask the guys to get concrete in here today, which they've forgotten about. And this one here is meant to be done as well, but it seems to be collecting stones at the moment. So anyway, the drain was redone today by me. So it was a bit of a hash job. But the drain itself was complete and it's all done downstairs, but it was letting a bit of, again, like I said, here in Barbados, they use waterproof mortar to try and seal. So if it's plastic or metal, they use the waterproof mortar and bond together. I don't like relying on that. But anyway, it's been leaking, so I've now put an industrial silicone around it to try and seal it. And I just put a little bit in the other hole here, the mistake hole that we drilled, that was done by error. All the skirting birds are on inside now, so that's quite good. We're going to let them go off. We've got caulking on some of them haven't got caulking, and then we'll get the paint and repaint. So we've actually painted them at the moment with the wall paint. So as a result of that, we should be able to just paint straight over them. Now, in an ideal world, I'd normally put some form of oil-based paint on there. We call it satinwood in England. I'm not too sure what they call it here, but I'm not too sure if they would, if I'm going to go ahead with that. So I'm going to keep them on, get them cleaned, get them corked in, and then just touch them up and paint them with the same paint we painted them with, which is the wall paint. So it's an interior emulsion. And if it comes up good, then great, I'll leave it. If it doesn't come up good, then I'll get the satinwood out and painstakingly paint every one of them all around the house. So obviously I'd rather not do that if I can help it. There's been some touch-up bits done also around here as well, which is obviously a bit messy, but needed to be done. Little bits around here as well. And then we obviously tomorrow need to try and get the painter guy out. We want this roof done. I keep forgetting to do this roof. So once that's done, I want all the walls repainted grey. And obviously that can be painted at the same time. At the moment, there's no point doing any of this until that's done. So, but anyway, this is pretty much where we are. We've still got silicone on the windows. That's something I'm going to look at doing this weekend or next week, because we were getting some leakage coming in now. So it's had a couple of days to dry out. There's no point in silicone until they literally it's 100% dry, because it just lands up being a half-hearted job and it doesn't last. So I'm pretty sure they're pretty much ready now to be done. So I'm going to get those done potentially this weekend, early next week, as I said. Other than that, Friday, day over, time for a deputy. Back to it tomorrow morning as always. Like and subscribe, give me some comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.